Advaitam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinam. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shanyavari Paschatare Satare. Jai.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
Jai.
Mataji, you can start reading. Okay, here.
Five 16-17. Can I read?
Yeah. So Rishabdev is continuing talking to his sons, and he is giving many instructions to distinguish between materialistic and spiritual inclinations.
Rishabha said, materialists cannot see what's actually beneficial for them. Impelled by lust and oblivious to the consequences of their choices, they fight with others over a little sense pleasure and thus suffer in the next life. Ignorant of life's aim, they continually make the same mistakes and increase their misery unlimitedly. What a person who is actually wise and merciful would watch as a blind man repeatedly stumbles into a ditch. What to speak of encouraging him? No one should assume the role of a leader unless he can deliver his dependents from the cycle of birth and death. This is the duty of every leader, whether a king, a spiritual master, a father, a mother, husband, or venerable deity. Leaders who cannot deliver their dependents should be rejected. Bharata thanked his father and then turned to his younger brothers. Do you?
This is the verse in Sanskrit, no? The famous verse. Guru na sasyat, sadhano na sasyat, daivam na sasyat, na pati na sasyat. So this is, shouldn't become a guru, one should not become a father, one should not become a husband, unless we can deliver dependence in spiritual life. Very famous verse. Okay.
Do any of you have questions? Kushabharta said, where is the Lord to whom we should render devotional service? Ilavarta added, please also tell us who is the pure devotee from whom we should take guidance. Dear boys, I am the Supreme Person, said Rishabha. Except for Bharata, the princes stared at their father with shocked expressions. So did the sages and citizens. A leading citizen asked, O king, how can we understand this? You look like a man just like us. Although I appear like an ordinary man, my body is purely spiritual. Is it spirit, or is spirit not formless? Surely only matter has form. Rishabha smiled. For a conditioned soul, it is impossible to conceive of a spiritual body. Varta addressed the confused citizen. We can only understand by accepting the statements of scripture. The Vedas said that God has a body with form, comprising spiritual bliss, eternity, and living force, not matter. By his inconceivable energy, he can appear before us in his transcendental body. Rishabha thanked Bharata and said, unlike conditional souls, I am not forced by the laws of nature to accept this body. I appear in this form by my will. My mind is also spiritual, free of material tinge. I always think of my devotees' welfare, of how to enhance the blissful loving exchange of service between them and me. I never contemplate impiety or any other error or any materialistic pursuit, which does not appeal to me. For this reason, I am called Rishabha, the best of all living entities. Can I stop or should we continue? Oh, 1 second. Can you go back? The last line I didn't read. He then addressed Ilavarta, seated before him. Dear child, you ask how to disguise a pure devotee from whom we should take guidance. Ilavarta looked at his father with tears in his eyes. Waves of bliss emanated from Rishabha, infusing everyone present with ineffable joy. Rishabha continued, Dear sons, you are born of my heart, which is purely spiritual, and thus you are all spiritually inclined, unlike materialists. None of you harbor envy in your hearts. Therefore, I tell you that your eldest brother Bharata is the most exalted in devotional service. By serving him, you will automatically please me and render the best service to all living beings. All of you, including Bharata, should also pay special attention to serving qualified Brahmins. Kushavarta raised a hand and said, Father, the Vedas recommend sacrifice to the gods, but not to the Brahmins. This is an excellent point, said Rishabha. Listen, as I describe the universal hierarchy. In the material world, the least significant creation is dull matter, such as stones and art. Above that is any creature with life force, such as vegetables, grass, trees, and other plants. Superior to non-moving life forms are those which can move, such as insects and reptiles. Above these animals, which with more developed intelligence, such as mammals, humans are still more important. And superior to humans are spirits. Superior to them are the Gandharvas. Higher still are the Siddhas. Even better are the Kanaras. And superior to them are the demons races such as Daityas and Danavas. Superior to the demon races are the gods, best of whom is Indra, the king of heaven. Superior to Indra are
Any comments so far?
yeah, so how come the demons? Sorry,
exactly same question.
The demons are higher than in the previous page. In the previous page, oh no, same page. Yeah, the demons are higher. The superior race, the Daitas and Danavas. Can you share?
No, the demons are the races of Daityas and Danavas, and yes, they are superior than Kinnaras, Siddhas, because okay, Siddhas and all, they are humans who are perfected, like these human beings who have some mystic powers. They can, become small, then they're small, and all, the Siddhas are those who have attained some siddhi. Okay, and Kinnaras also, they are like not really demigods, they are still a human being category, but with some mystic powers, attain mystic powers through sadhana and through austerities, like that. And they are, in the mode of sattva guna. They are not yet like devatas. So therefore, siddhas and kinnaras, they are better than human beings, definitely. But yeah, demons, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, all these demons, they had much more powers. They could literally, it is said that literally Hiranyakashipu would tie the mm, planets to his throne. All the planets would be tied to his throne. So no planet could influence him. He can go do any atrocity. Saturn cannot do anything. Rahu cannot do anything. So no planets could actually obstruct him. So the demons, they are very ruthless, they're very aggressive. Siddhas and Kinnaras are very kind of dharmic type. They will not perform some kind of, they don't have that tendency, they don't have that power, they don't have that capacity, because they lose all their, like for example, Siddhas and all, if they perform some, they do a mistake, if they behave inappropriately, for instance, immediately they will be reprimanded and put in their place. And then they cannot exercise their power. Whereas the demons, it's not like that. If a child behaves violently and hit a child, the demon will say, very good, and they will reward the kid. Say, keep doing like this more, tomorrow hit your teacher also. So it's a violent strength, it's a violent power. It's like a Rajas and Tamas mixed powers like that. So yeah, it appears to be that they are superior. Doesn't mean superior, doesn't mean better, obviously, right? What does it mean better, right? I mean, little Dhruva Maharaj, with his determination, he could uh, get the kingdom better than his father and grandfather. So it's not about being better. It's like, this is very important to understand. See, IQ, okay? Ravana and Hiranyakashipu had very high IQ also. But IQ doesn't necessarily mean that they are wise or they can discern between right and wrong. That's why spiritual knowledge is given much more priority than materialistic knowledge or IQ and everything, because you may know a lot of countries and states and geography and history, and you can answer Kaun Banega Karodpati very quickly without taking any lifelines or something. But you may not have the wisdom to discern how to treat people in your life, or how to build your life, how to live your life in a way that will help you achieve perfection. So superior doesn't necessarily mean better for overall development and etc. Same thing in our life also, right? You see so many politicians, celebrities, somebody has a lot of followers, just shaking their backside, and then they are making videos, and then there are thousands of followers. And some devotee who may be speaking Bhagavad Gita verses and giving very deep philosophical interpretations of Bhagavad Gita may get only 5 views or something. And it doesn't mean that, of course, the other person is superior social media statistics wise. Hmm? Am I, am I mean, this is an important question. Why is it, what does it mean superior? And why is it that the demons are superior? I mean, we don't have to go so far. Just look into our own society. In our own society, there are demons ruling in power, in position, in ruling capacity. And are they superior than teachers? And I mean, look at the teachers around the world, okay? Those who are supposed to be the core foundational people in life to build children's lives, educate them, all that, right? And they are the Brahmanas, right? But nowadays, the Brahmanas are not valued. Teachers are all struggling and low wages, and nobody is valued and respected for their wisdom and knowledge. But those people who lie and cheat and manipulate and ruthless and brutal, and they put their own needs before everybody else. I'm saying the demoniac tendency, it's superior, and socially speaking, it gets you to superior positions. It makes people scared of you. People will obey you. People will abide by your wishes. And so it's a practical thing. You can look at it, you can see it. And there are people like Siddha type of people amongst us who are, they have strength, but they have the spiritual strength, they have the mental strength, they have the mystic abilities, but it's not enough to overtake demoniac strength. So yes, that's why no wonder there's always the conflict between Daityas and Daityas and Danavas.
Mataji,
Yeah.
can I ask a question here? I always wonder, like, I mean, you said, like, say a spiritual person is there, I mean, he'll get, like, posted something, get some 5 likes or something versus some politician who does some, like, millions of views. I mean, how is this even allowed? Like, why? I mean, I sometimes think, like, Krishna should help people, right? Those who are pursuing spiritual path. I mean,
Define help.
it's kind of a kiddish question, but it always comes in my head.
No, it's not kiddish. But define help. What does help mean?
Help meaning, you know what? I mean, somebody's trying to preach Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, right? I mean, they're trying, like, they put in all their effort, and nobody's watching it. Like, so that's what I mean by help. Like, I mean, can Krishna, like, motivate people to watch that? Or, I mean, I don't know. It's really a kiddish thing, but this is how I think about, like, I mean, why is Krishna not helping?
See, we can ask this question for many aspects, right? Why Krishna lets people be poor? Why Krishna lets children be abused? Why Krishna lets good people go undergo so much pain? Why he can't just stop it, right? Why Krishna didn't stop the Pandavas from engaging in the dice game? And, why Krishna didn't stop Draupadi, right? This is not a silly question. This is actually a very deep question that even Uddhava asks in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He asks directly, he goes and asks Krishna. He's not asking somebody else why Krishna didn't. Okay, I mean, because Parikshit Maharaj is only asking, he never asks like that exactly, he doesn't ask why he didn't. He didn't ask why Krishna let me be cursed. He didn't ask like that. Because there's the element of faith to understand that, well, if Krishna allowed it, of course, by the way, if Krishna allows it, it doesn't mean it's his will. Okay, that's very important. We discussed the other day in Bhagavatam for the independently thoughtful class that Krishna allowing something to happen doesn't mean it's his will, but it means, like, kids, they go do anything they want outside the house. They may eat stuff. They may beat up another kid. And the parents have allowed the kid to go out of the house. But that doesn't mean that the behavior of the child and the actions of the child are approved by the law, by the parents. Their exiting the house may be approved, but doesn't mean that their behavior is approved. So similarly, there may be abusive people or politicians who are trying to, celebrities who are trying to gain fame and prestige, that are kind of allowed to enjoy that fame and whatever 15 minutes of fame. They are allowed to, right? But then there are other factors to consider. How long is that fame going to last? Okay, what is the purpose of the fame? It's very easy if you want. Like I said, no, there's one lady, YouTuber, and she's wearing like kind of little skimpy clothes, and then she comes and she says, honestly, she says, look, I'm wearing clothes like this because whenever I show more skin, I get more views. So it's like, if your purpose, if somebody's YouTuber's purpose is to get more views, of course you can get. We can, like, now, instead of doing Bhagavatam, if we do like if you want, we can test this theory. Tomorrow I can publish some other world issue that is going on that people are interested in. We say, today we're going to discuss this topic or something. More people will attend. There'll be the attraction, right? So the fact is that Krishna is the person who gives us that inspiration from within the heart as well. Now, having more views may not be the purpose of somebody who's making Bhagavad Gita videos, for instance. They are actually making it, like me, yesterday there was some class, we were doing some locally here, some classes. There are very few people, like 5-6 people coming. Of course, when we give class in the temple, there are like 50-60 people. Now, the thing is, in this group, people are very focused, very, very earnest to study Bhagavatam, very deep. So sometimes I prefer having one or two audience, but they're really serious about it, rather than having 50, 60 people that may not really be serious about it or something. So similarly, the person who is doing YouTube channel for Bhagavad Gita, his goal may not be to have more audience, not to have more views, but one soul that may be touched and they are inspired, the whole effort is worth it. So we need to understand the purpose behind what means helping. Krishna is already helping that person by giving inspiration to make Bhagavad Gita videos, to give the facility to have the YouTube channel, and he's also inspiring maybe those 5 people who are watching. I mean, even today, look at us today. How many of us? Today we are 8 of us here. Let's welcome Neelambaradhara. Her name is Nadia. She is living in Mayapur Dham, and let's welcome her. So you see, we are 8, not even 8 actually, 7 of us today.
Radha, thank you so much. I'm happy to join to all of you. My pranams.
Okay, welcome. So the point being, we are not like 70 of us. There's so many people could join, right? But it doesn't matter, because what is being done here, the purpose is remembering Krishna, glorifying Krishna, reminding ourselves of the purpose of our life, and reminding ourselves that Krishna loves us, and rejoicing in life. So it depends also on our motivation. If these people who are doing YouTube channels, somebody was saying it's such a struggle because they have to always adapt the content to make it more views. So it becomes like a rat race. And that is the way it is. Even in fact, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, after the war, Arjuna is given opportunity to accept Yantra Vidya. Basically, this thing what we are using now, internet and all this. And Krishna tells Arjuna, don't accept it. There's this demigod who says, I'll give you Yantra Vidya. And then Arjuna says no, because Krishna recommends, don't do it. It will ruin your life. It'll ruin your capacity to be happy. It'll kill the potential of people. So this Yantra Vidya we are seeing it. But there are a few of us, most of the time, we may use it for service like Bhagavatam classes and attending shlokas and gaining association. We're using it. It's not that anything can be used in Krishna's service. At the same time, the Yantra Vidya is given by the demons, by the way. It was a demon who approached Arjuna, who saved, because Arjuna helped the demon in some regard, and then he wanted to give Yantra Vidya. And then Krishna said, no, it's too demoniac. The whole world will go to hell. Don't accept it. Please don't accept it. Like that. So the point being, anything demoniac, even knowledge like this Yantra Vidya is a demoniac knowledge. And all this, it's very powerful. Very powerful. Even more than Sattva Guna, because it has the power to destroy. But power or superiority doesn't mean better. It doesn't mean beneficial. It doesn't mean you're going to be happy. Very important to understand. Superior doesn't mean it brings you happiness. It does not. You see, in fact, demons are always under anxiety. Oh, somebody will attack me. Oh, demoniac tendency means what? So there are these character in psychology. I studied psychology, and there are categories of people, like psychopaths and narcissists and sadists, and there are a group of people, even borderline personality disorders. These are all personalities which are called these are all like kind of evil type of personality types, and these people are everywhere. They are the leaders of our society. They are leading countries and states, and sometimes even temples. They're running temples and becoming priests and yogi babas and gurus and whatnot, right? They're everywhere. And they're superior. Politicians, or they have a lot of money, access to money, they can travel the world, they can get everything. But it doesn't mean they're happy. They're always under constant pressure and anxiety. People should keep giving us money. People should treat us with respect. And as soon as there's a little disrespect, they cannot take it. They want to destroy everything. They want to hurt people. So very important question about why, what does it mean they're superior? It's not just a literal thing that, oh, if you're a devotee of the God, you're superior. Yeah, but define superiority, define what you want to do with that strength and that power. So if you want to please the Lord, these things are, Bhagavatam again and again and again speaks. Kunti Devi also says, Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shribir. So the wealth and the beauty and the education and strength and all these superior things of this world, she says it's an obstacle. It's an obstacle to reach you, Krishna. Because as soon as I have education and beauty and everything, I'm not thinking hopelessly, helplessly, powerlessly to surrender to Krishna. The minute we experience a human frailties and we fail in an attempt to make life the way we want, oh, I get down on knees and cry and ask Krishna to help us. So therefore, superior, that's the very, very reason that Daityas are even less than demons in this case, because Daityas, means the demigods, they are, they rule followers, and they're very well behaved, and they are very cautious, and they're not as powerful as the demons, but they are devotees. So sometimes devotional principle means humility. Devotional principle requires vulnerability. Otherwise, we would not choose spiritual life. Spirituality is inherently vulnerable. We chose spiritual life because we know that our life is not working the way we've been trying to live it. So finally, we accepted that and we say, okay, I get down on my knees. Right? So very, 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 how do you say? Relevant, very relevant to this mind that we have. So these Daityas are, children of, say, like Aditi and Aditi, right? They gave birth to Daityas. So Aditi, when she gave birth to Daityas, these were godly devotee beings. And then Diti became jealous and she also wanted children, right? And then she gave birth to Daityas. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were born out of Diti only. And then some of these Daityas, they become demons by the dint of their austerity and tapasya and all that. Okay, any other comments? Somebody else wants to add something else? Any Daityas want to make any comments? So we'll pause here for today, and we will contemplate the people who are superior around us, living in our lives. They may have happier families, they may have enjoyable, bigger homes, they may have material wealth, they may have better beauty, they may have education, they may have something better than us, and we cannot deny it. It's true. They're superior to us in different ways. In Mahabharata, when they're kids, Dronacharya is teaching Pandavas and Kauravas, and then he's teaching about who is superior, who is what does it mean, strength. So then Bhima, he says, I'm the strongest, nobody is as strong as me. And then Dronacharya says, look, strength is not just physical strength. There is financial strength. There is the strength of the army. There's the strength of the kingdom. So he explains that strength is not just physical. There are different kinds of strengths. Right? There's intellectual strength. There is financial strength. There's social, political strength. There is Brahminical strength. But unfortunately, in Kali Yuga, Brahminical strength is not valued as much. Nothing in this world, quality things that take time to, nobody likes that. Everybody wants quick solutions, make money quickly, find this quickly. Nobody wants to take the time. So that's the world today. All right, so now we have time for affirmations. So this is for Neelam Baradhara. We do everyday japa affirmations, and before we start our mantras of Vishnu Sahasranam mantras, we do like a couple of affirmations to set our mind in the right consciousness. And who would like to read today? Sali Mataji, are you able to?
Yes.
Please read 2 affirmations.
Okay. I easily chant my prescribed number of rounds with focus and attention. Affirmations prepare us to enter a task with a positive and favorable attitude. Many people ask whether we can easily chant with focus and attention just by affirming we will chant this way. While it may seem simplistic to believe that an affirmation can improve our japa, consider, for example, how believing we can't chant with focus and attention affects us. It creates a self-fulfilling prophecy, and thus we find it difficult to focus. After all, why would we try to focus if we believe we can't? This problem is exacerbated when we continue to chant daily with a lack of attention and focus. We then expect our japa to always be more or less like this. Thus, the belief that we can't focus well becomes the cause of not focusing, and continuing to chant without focus strengthens the belief that we can't focus. It then becomes a vicious cycle. So, just as a negative affirmation works against us, positive affirmations work for us by aligning our attitude with our goal of good japa. Attention is an interesting phenomenon. Our mind has many thoughts, not only bad thoughts. So, controlling our mind really means controlling our attention. For example, right now we can place our attention on Vrindavan, or we can place our attention on other things. Since we do have control of our attention, this affirmation is meant to remind us that placing our attention on the holy names is not difficult if we set out to do this. The idea is that when we begin our japa session, we shouldn't expect it to be a struggle. Rather, we alter our attitude to think that giving attention to the holy names is natural. We want to create a mood in which we feel it's natural and easy to chant with focus and attention, and not it is some Herculean task that only a few people can accomplish. Also, if we consider japa to be essentially important to our spiritual life, then it's going to be much easier to chant with attention, since we naturally give attention to what most important in our lives. With this affirmation, we confirm that it is possible to be attentive and that we will control our attention while chanting. Now, the third one, when I chant, I chant. Although this affirmation sounds simplistic, it is actually quite profound. When we chant, we often are disconnected from the holy name, being either externally or internally distracted from our chanting. When I chant encompasses the principle behind everything I teach in the japa workshop. When we chant, our whole world should be put on hold. It must be about us and Krishna and nothing else. Sometimes I joke that the 11th offense is to have our cell phone on when we are chanting. In other words, when we chant, we shouldn't be doing anything else. We should not be on our computer, reading a book, or doing this or that. We should just be with the holy name. Once we clear our external distractions, we must also internally stop thinking about doing anything else. Some devotees say that when they chant, they give their time totally to the holy name, free of all external distractions. They chant in a quiet place. We call this chanting in a sacred space. But when asked if they have also created an internal sacred space, often the answer is no. When I chant means not only creating an external space, but more importantly, creating the internal environment in which we don't allow ourselves to be distracted. We could also say, when I study, or when I work, because it is the same principle. For example, I have seen people become so absorbed in reading their newspaper that they become oblivious to everything around them. We should be this way with our japa. When we chant, we want to be completely given over to our japa and not to anything else, either externally or internally. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Prabhupada ki jai. All Bhakta ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai.
Jai.
I wanted to make a couple of points about Daityas, etc. Danavas. See, they're the two sisters, Diti and Aditi. And both are sisters, right? Same DNA. It's not like demon race is something like, you know, fall from the come from the bottom of earth, or fall from the Daityas are falling from the sky. They're the two sisters from their wombs only Daityas and Danavas came. So the point being, it's the matter of consciousness. It's not so much about, even same with Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, because they were born out of Diti. And Kashyapa Muni is a Brahmana, so it's not a hereditary thing that, oh, the father of Hiranyakashipu's son was a devotee, although he was born in the Daitya family, and Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha born to a sage, they were demons. So that by the dint of our intentions and our habits and our how we cultivate the strength and the capacity that Krishna has given us, we can become either demons or devotees. So you may wonder, where are the demons around us? Oh, we are surrounded by demons, because this is the mentality. And then the second thing is karma. Everybody has karma. Some of these people who are in, you asked, why does Krishna allow that random guy to become a rapper or whatever he is, so famous, and some devotees struggling, doing so much research, making videos, but nobody is watching it. So it's also karma. The 5 factors. Time, sometime it may be not the time for the devotee to shine, but the purpose of the devotee is not to become famous. Actually, obviously, I hope. And then the demons also have their karma. The karma, they'll use it. Krishna is like a father telling you, use your strength as you want. Yathechasi tata kuru. Gita also, Krishna tells Arjuna, use your free will the way you want. And we are all doing that. So, my dear friends, demon and Deva is within you, because in Satya Yuga, the demons were in different worlds, different planets. Then in Treta Yuga, they were in different countries. And then in Dwapara Yuga, they were in different families, and like that. And in Kali Yuga, they are in the same body. So demons and godly and demoniac is in one person. The struggle is in one person, within one person. There's part of us that wants to advance in spiritual life, and there's a part of us that just wants to enjoy and exploit others and be selfish. Okay, so we'll end this here, and then we'll start our okay. Need to end it from the other machine.